My hometown is a small village in the south of France. Vineyards spread across the slopes of the hills, and in summer, the olive trees sway in the wind. On Sunday afternoons, the aroma of chicken roasting in my mother's oven filled the house, drawing the family to the table. For me, chicken was never just an ingredient, it was the very bond of family. It was that memory which inspired me to become a chef. After graduating from culinary school and training in the kitchens of Paris and Lyon, I came to realize anew the depth of chicken as an ingredient. Simple, yet capable of infinite expressions, depending on the method of cooking or the wine paired with it. Yet within the framework of French cuisine, I also felt its limits. I longed to see chicken through the lens of another culture. When that thought arose, the country that came to mind was Japan, the land of sushi. On the night I arrived in Tokyo, I stepped beneath the curtain of a renowned sushi restaurant. Sitting at the counter, I watched the chef slice fish and shape rice. The movement of his knife was as quiet as a dance, and the pressure of his fingertips seemed to breathe life into each grain of rice. The first piece I tasted brought warm rice and cool fish together, and on my tongue a small universe was born. I realized that sushi was not mere food, but a crystallization of philosophy. A customer beside me, sipping sake, remarked, "In the end, Japan is the land of sushi. Nothing else matters." I nodded politely, though inside I felt a quiet protest. At that moment, the chef smiled gently and said, "Japan is not only sushi. In my hometown, Miyazaki, there is a dish called torisashi raw chicken." His words etched themselves deeply into my heart. Even after leaving the sushi bar, the chef's words lingered in my mind. In Miyazaki, there is a dish of raw chicken. The very sound of it shook my sense of common knowledge. In France, such a thing was unthinkable. Was it not dangerous? Yet at the same time, it carried the allure of opening a door to the unknown. During my days in Tokyo, I tasted many dishes and spoke with many people the steam of ramen, the bustle of izakaya, the quiet of tea houses. Yet deep within me, that phrase continued to grow. One night, as I walked through the city and suddenly stopped, I thought, I must go to know the true essence of chicken. And so, my journey to Miyazaki was decided. The next morning, I headed to Haneda Airport. After checking in and lining up at the gate among families and businessmen, I boarded the plane. From my window seat, the view of Tokyo Bay gradually receded. After a 2-hour flight, I landed in Miyazaki. The moment I stepped into the airport, humid air and the scent of the tropics clung to my skin. Palm trees swayed in the wind, and a world utterly different from Tokyo unfolded before me. In the taxi, the driver spoke kindly in the soft dialect of Miyazaki. "If you want to try torisashi, there are tourist restaurants, but the best is a local izakaya where the townspeople gather." Moved by his words, I chose not the glittering restaurants of the entertainment district, but a small izakaya beloved by locals. At dusk, I slid open a wooden door. The smell of charcoal and the sound of laughter greeted me. There was no decoration for tourists, only the warmth of everyday life. Messages from regulars covered the walls, and at the counter, people sat shoulder to shoulder after work. This is where I can taste true torisashi, I thought. A place trusted by locals. Must be where the truth of the ingredient could be found. The scent of wood, the glow of lanterns, the murmur of voices. On the plate, slices of chicken shone quietly like white petals. I lifted my chopsticks, then lowered them again, caught between curiosity and fear. "Can I really eat this?" The owner smiled gently and said, "Don't worry, you will discover the true flavor of chicken." Encouraged, I placed a piece in my mouth. The moment it touched my tongue, a sensation as clear as morning dew spread, and with each bite, a faint sweetness rose like waves. Memories of childhood stirred, and tears traced my cheeks. At that moment, an elderly customer beside me spoke. "Where are you from?" I answered shyly. "I came from France. I am a chef. I came to Japan to understand chicken more deeply." His eyes lit up, and he signaled to the owner. Then you must taste this drink. Torisashi pairs best with Hikurakusei. For you, who came from so far, let me treat you. The owner lifted a heavy bottle and poured generously into my cup until the clear liquid nearly overflowed. Please, Hikurakusei, a gift to thank you for coming from France. I raised the cup and drank. A refreshing acidity and pure fragrance spread, enhancing the delicate flavor of the chicken. That cup was not merely sake, it was the warmth of a heart extended in a land unknown to me. Placing down my cup, I listened as the man continued. Hikurakusei is crisp and dry, never disturbing the subtle sweetness of Torisashi. But if you wish to enjoy it in the French way, a light white wine is also fine. Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc will highlight its delicacy, and sparkling wine will cleanse the palate and bring freshness. The owner nodded. Food resonates with drink. Both sake and wine have the power to let chicken shine within their cultures. I engraved those words in my heart. Gazing into the cup of Hikurakusei, I imagined my own kitchen in France. Pairing white wine with Torisashi. It was a vision of sake and wine, two cultures meeting upon a single plate. Back in France, I began new challenges in my kitchen. I paired chicken not only with wine, but also with sake, combining herbs with soy sauce, olive oil with miso. On the plate, I created moments where two cultures met. One evening, I served grilled chicken with Hikurakusei. A guest, astonished, said, "I never knew chicken could be so special." Hearing those words, I was once again convinced of my experience in Miyazaki. Cuisine crosses borders, it is a bridge that connects hearts. And chicken, humble yet powerful, is the pillar that supports that bridge. What I learned is that cooking is not mere sustenance, but an art where people, memories, cultures, and hearts intersect. Torisashi and Hikurakusei taught me that universal truth. The memory of that journey continues to resonate within me, guiding my craft. Each time I roast chicken in my French kitchen, I recall the warmth of that cup offered in a Miyazaki izakaya. That moment was the origin that led me, as a chef, into a new world.